What we want to also show here is the beautiful structure that Jesus provides for this speech. So in a previous video with Jack Welch, we talked about a literary pattern called chiasmus, where an idea begins, idea A, B, C, D, and then it repeats itself back. We have something similar going on in the greatest concentration anywhere in the Book of Mormon of the word covenant. There also happens to be a chiasmus that we just went through. And the turning point, well, let me tell you the beginning points. It started off at 3rd Nephi, verse 20, verse 10. And it seems to end at 3rd Nephi, verse 21. Sorry, chapter 21, verses 28 to 29. And the turning point, where the whole focus is 3rd Nephi 21, verse 4. Let me read that to you. For it is wisdom in the Father that they should be established in this land and be set up as a free people by the power of the Father, that these things might come forth unto them, unto a remnant of your seed, that the covenant of the Father may be fulfilled, which he hath covenanted with his people, O house of Israel. So all this talking by Jesus is centered around the covenant of the Father, which goes right back to the promises made to Abraham in Genesis 12, and that God has been doing his work with the Jews, scattered Israel, the Gentiles, and back to scattered Israel and the Jews. So as you look at this again, you might say, what is Jesus and God, the Father, trying to communicate to me? And it's that God will always remember his covenants. He will always remember the promises that he has made. And it is his obligation to make them real. And this process that we're seeing, that Tyler's reviewed, is how God is going to make that happen. And again, it's centered, this whole these 2 chapters are centered on God fulfilling his covenants. And that's one of the biggest reveals of why Jesus showed up to the Nephites in the New World, is to reinstate to them, God is entirely trustworthy, fully trustworthy. You can always trust God because he will always remember his covenants and to fulfill them.